America, if y'all down with us for real, and saw our preseason special, preseason rankings of players. That's what it was. Each of us did a preseason ranking of players coming into the NBA season based on what we saw from them in the previous season. And I think the highlight of that discussion was the debate about Luka Doncic, the boy from Eastern Europe, and Steph Curry, the boy who played his ball at Davidson College, recent graduate of Davidson.
That's right. Shout out on that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay. And so now I think it's appropriate to rehash that discussion, given the fact that we have these two gentlemen facing off against one another in the Western Conference Finals. As we tape, the Warriors are up 2-0. Luka is coming off a 40 ball. Steph is coming off a 30 ball. They're heading back to Dallas. Steph doing some of that taunting with the whole night and everything like that. And in previous series, it hadn't really turned out well for those who mock a European player while they're up in the series. See Heat versus Mavs.
Yeah.
When Brun and D Wade mocked Dirk. See the previous series.
D Book.
When D Book mocked Luka.
Made a fatal mistake right there, didn't he?
Steph, Draymond, Clay, and them boys, Jordan Poole, can't leave him out. Wiggins can't leave him out. They say, hey, we different, cuz we can do what we want to. We can dance, we can floss, we can do whatever. All right. But we're going a little deeper. All right. We're going historically. So some of this we're going to kind of envision, trying to project out, you know what I'm saying? Most of Steph's career is in the books.
Yeah.
Luka has most of his career to go. So we're really trying to do some prognosticating, but I think it's provocative. It's a good question. Who do you think will rank higher historically when it's all said and done? Wardell, Stephen Curry, or Luka Doncic? Steve, I'll start with you.
Are we really doing this tonight?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
We really gonna do this tonight?
Yes, we are, sir.
Okay. Projection. Way too early, as we like to say on this podcast. Luka probably will get one title in his career. Maybe one.
Okay.
He may have to leave Dallas to get it.
Maybe one.
Maybe one.
Oh, God.
Okay. And you said he had to leave Dallas.
He may have to leave Dallas to go get it. He may have to leave Dallas to go get it. Now, Cuban has already said he'll divorce his wife to keep Luka. So
that boy ain't say that. He better not have said
we'll
that.
send that. I'll send that article.
Yeah.
But basically,
he a lot.
He will be at divorce at the divorce court to keep Luka. Now, Cuban got plenty of money, so I figure he can pull that off with no problem.
Right.
Historically, it's gonna be Steph. I think Luka does have a shot to top him. He has a shot. I mean, we're talking two different beasts here. We're talking a guy that's a marksman from long range versus a guy that is just too big, too strong, and can get to his spot too well for a guy that is considerably slow in terms of league standards. But Luka can get to where he's got to go because he's very, very, very good at not wasting energy. There ain't no pat, see James Harden. It's down the line. He's going to get to his angle. He's going to be in the right position, and he's going to get a bucket. Mm-hmm. But I think historically speaking, though, I'm going to continue to roll with Steph until otherwise put on notice. What more do you have to say about Steph Curry? One of the greats. ever, one of the greatest marksmen ever, one of the greatest shooters ever. You can always throw out the whole defensive lapses and the ability and his lack of defensive ability. But they said on the interview the other day that he was a two-way guy. So maybe he has started improving.
Who fixed their mouth and said that?
If you didn't see that either, you need to go pull up the tape because the guy said he's a two-way guy. They said his defense is improving. Pat Beverly said that his defense has improved. Pat said it.
Hey.
Now.
When you at piss poor and you just go to poor, then that's improvement.
It's like going from a D to a C. It's okay.
Right. There it is.
You going up.
Right.
So it's Steph for me. Luka's trajectory is ridiculous. He could be arguably on Mount Rushmore. I don't know if the organization he's at is going to allow him to get those titles and those things that people kind of want to see attached to you to be ranked in terms of the greats. There's always going to be the him versus Bird discussion. There's always going to be these discussions. There's always going to be that. But Luka's going to put some hardware behind him. He's going to go get some MVPs. He's going to go get some titles. I personally think he's got the right construct in Dallas with Jay Kidd as his head coach and Cuban as his owner. But they got to go on and do it now. I think in the next 4 or 5 years, I think they could lose Luka. I don't necessarily right now see Luka being a Maverick for life.
He's gonna be a Laker.
Well, I don't know about all that either. Y'all got too much drama going on in that front office. So let's move on past that for your mental health. But it's Steph, and that's just where I'm at. Maybe you guys probably got different vantage points, but it's Steph for me. And it's not close right now, but he's pulling up. He's in a Benz from Saban, and he's pulling up. That's all I'm saying.
He in a Benz from Saban.
from the Saban dealership. I like that.
Caesar, who gonna rank higher historically? So again, we projecting out.
Yep.
All said and done. When we looking at maybe years from now, they celebrating NBA 100.
Yeah.
Which one of these boys gonna get the bigger applause that night?
I wish I had a crystal ball to not even look 10 years down the road, because I think Luka is going to play at least another 10 years. I really do, because his game is not going to change in terms of him having to have bounce or have quickness. Like, his game is going to be the same.
He's only 22 now.
Yeah, and so he'll play until he's 32 and even more, right? I wish I could look just 5 years, not even 10 years, just 5 years to see one thing. Is he going to get some help? If he gets help, then he gets an opportunity to have all these things that Steph already has. Steph does have like the better supporting cast. Obviously, he has Hall of Famers that he plays with. Well, with Luka, Luka has some good guys, but he doesn't have an all-star to play with. So, like, I just want to see if in 5 years Luka can get somebody to come and play with him, because that makes a world of difference. Like, if that happens even next year, if he goes and gets a legitimate number 2 all-star to play with him next year, what does that look like for the next 5 years for Luka? Because now we've seen what he can do by himself. What does it look like if he gets help? Right now, I'm going to say, if we project out right now, I'm still going to say Steph. Here's why. I always, we've talked about Steph versus CP3. We've talked about where Steph ranks last year on different lists. I really do think Steph is like one of the most underrated superstars to ever play our game. I know he's the greatest shooter of all time, but sometimes
underrated.
Yes, because sometimes we go so hard on Steph.
You agree with that?
We go so hard on Steph because we say Steph played with KD, so he wasn't even the best player on his team at the time, or Steph played with Draymond and Klay Thompson, and those guys aren't as good if Steph Curry isn't on that team. KD's gonna be fine without Steph Curry. Don't get me wrong, But Draymond, when he didn't have KD, when he didn't have Steph Curry, a little rough.
That's true.
If you take Steph Curry off of that team today, that's a different.
Draymond, we understand what you bring to the game.
You can bring your podcast to us.
This your biggest fan who just said that.
Bring the podcast. We can get on the podcast with
Dre.
You gotta let Draymond know.
Yeah, Dre. Understand when I say this, that's no disrespect to you. That's really a credit to Steph.
Yeah. Just had to make sure that okay.
Steph really does, though. He doesn't get the respect that he deserves because I'm just telling you, this man changed the game. Now, he changed it in the wrong way in a lot of ways because we talked about this ad nauseum, but if you watch young kids play, they don't even know how to shoot mid-range jump shot because it's just walk in the gym, shoot it from behind the arc, right? Well, that's a Steph Curry syndrome, except they don't understand Steph Curry is one guy gifted. He works his tail off, and that he practiced those shots all the time. So you may see him do it, but like this man does this for a living all day, every day. That's his craft. He's already the greatest shooter to ever do it. I think he changed the game in ways that like Shaq changed the game and Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain. I don't really know Wilt like that, but just the way that the story is told, Steph changed the game. So I'm gonna say Steph right now. My answer is Steph, but I'm just telling you, in 5 years, if Luka Doncic has an all-star on his team, his trajectory immediately changes. It immediately changes to the point where, like you heard T say, it becomes he's a who's who at that point. Not a who's who for his generation or who's who for all time. Steph Curry is an all-time great today. Luka Doncic is a great player in the league today. He just needs a little bit of assistance so he can start to get those accolades, those championships, that type of recognition to put him in that all-time great discussion.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. But the answer is the boy from Slovenia, America. I don't know why they keep doing the boy from Slovenia like this.
Tell him about it then.
First of all, he's already better than the man.
Yeah. He's already better than what man?
Not historically.
Okay.
Not historically.
Okay.
I'm just talking about at least the last 2 years.
Okay.
He's been better than Steph. Last 2 years.
Okay.
In America, yes, I know Steph was third in the MVP ranking last year?
Yeah.
Because he led the league in scoring.
Yep.
LeBron Raymond James Sr. just averaged 30 points per game, and we missed the play-in, so we missed the playoffs.
Yep.
He wasn't third in no MVP, though.
Yeah, nobody's mentioning him, too.
And nobody would say that,
right.
that LeBron had a better year than Luka. Nobody's saying that, but they said it about Steph last year. That's that media bias that I keep talking about. Steph, yeah, he was a 30 ball last year, but he missed the playoffs. LeBron did the same thing, missed the playoffs, and nobody had Bron in the top 10 of their MVP ballot. I think he might have been 10th when I looked up the balloting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Luka been better than this man for 2 years, at least. At 22 years old, this man has already made 2 All-NBA teams. At 22. Steph didn't make an all-star team until he was 25 years old. What this man is doing right now is insane. I compare it to, he is not, Luka ain't Michael Jordan because he don't play defense like that.
But I know what you mean, though. I know where you're headed. Go ahead.
I'm not saying that.
I know where you're headed. Go ahead.
But in those 80s, from 1987 on, Michael Jordan was already better than Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. You can go look up the numbers. You can go put on the tape. You can see that man different. He playing both ends. He first team all defense. He 30 ball. He like 37 points per game, 35 points per game, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, or 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and all that kind of stuff. But his team, he didn't have McHale. He didn't have Parrish. He didn't have Dennis Johnson. Or with the Lakers, he didn't have Kareem. He didn't have James Worthy. He didn't have Byron Scott. He didn't have Michael Cooper. So he didn't had a team success, but he was already better. Just like right now, Luka's already better than Steph. Both of them trash with on ball defense. Now, both of them have gotten better this year.
Agree.
Steph hit the weight room, and I think he kind of took it personally. So he went from piss poor to poor. Luka, they say Jason Kidd went to Luka and worked some of his mind games, some of his magic on Luka to get Luka to at least participate, they say.
Yeah.
But Lord have mercy. That's a coach.
Hey,
That's like saying piss poor to poor.
Just
That's like saying piss
look,
poor to
that
poor.
bothers me. That bothers me that a coach got to go to a guy and say, I need you to participate defensively. That bothers me. But so it's a wash there. It's a wash there. So then you look at everything else, and that boy is the offense. And as you said, we talking Jalen Brunson. This what we got to turn to is Jalen Brunson.
Spencer Dinwiddie.
No, we're not gonna say his name like that because I told y'all that boy's gonna come. That boy's coming. So let's
well.
Jalen Brunson was gonna be a very good ball player in this league.
To do.
He gonna be a what?
I told y'all to watch for him.
Okay, but what's your ceiling? Hold on. Let me go. Let's discuss.
Watch for Jalen Brunson.
Where are we going to?
We're not gonna sit here and poo-poo Jalen Brunson today.
I'm not okay, I'm not gonna do that. You're right. Well, I apologize. I might be, he a Villanova boy, right?
Yeah.
He's a Villanova boy.
Okay, you know how them boys hurt me back in the game. All right. What's the ceiling on Brunson?
Brunson can be, I will give him, the West is too loaded for him to really be an all-star. That's the sad part. Because the West is just way too loaded.
If you nice though.
But no, they're not gonna give it to him because they're only gonna say, we're just taking one guy from Dallas, and that's Luka. That's the way that's gonna go. But bottom line, that's just the way that's gonna go.
But if he that guy though,
I mean, he showed you even in absences of Luka that he can play and he can lead a team. He can lead a team to victory. He can play. But
it's his ceiling Hall of Fame.
But we know what all-star. We know what all-star means.
All NBA then. It can't be all NBA performance.
Again, like I said to you, they're only going to take one guy from Dallas, and that's Luka. Everything he does will be in spite of Luka because he'll get the usage, he'll get the FGAs, etc. But the kid can play. He can play. He can play. Okay.
So, Orlando Woolridge can play when Mike came into the league.
You don't even want to tie that name to Jalen Brunson.
He could.
Today, we're not even going to tie that name to
If I'm not mistaken, he averaged 20 Mike rookie year.
Terrible name. Give me somebody else.
You told me I had to give you somebody that wasn't an all-star, all-NBA. I couldn't get. I can't. What you want me to give you?
Give me somebody else. You got to come with somebody else. But
Caesar, you got a Jalen Brunson comp. So you got to go now. No all-star, no all-NBA, undersized guard.
I'm gonna tell you the real issue. The real issue with your argument right now is that we've yet to sit here and consider the size of Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is 6'11", 285 pounds. No, that's what we do here. We talk about LeBron. We talk about LeBron like this. We talk about LeBron like this.
I like it.
We talk about LeBron like this.
I am 235 pounds right now. You know that boy weighs 50 pounds heavier than me.
240. Well, I stood next to you last weekend now.
Okay. Well, so Bron ain't 40 pounds heavier than me?
Bron probably is that, but I'm just saying though. I'm just saying you 240, you said 235, and I'm being nice by giving you 5 pounds.
So that's what I'm saying.
Okay. So let's consider the size of Luka, what he can do physically that Steph can't.
That's not Luka's fault. So we gonna
I'm not saying that's Luka's fault.
Are we gonna take away from Shaq because he was so much bigger than Dikembe?
I'm not saying that. Okay. I just think a lot of times what size can do for you is a big deal. Pause. So at the end of the day, you're not gonna do anything
at
the end of the day. At the end of the day, Luka 6'9", Steph 6'3" is just different. Both of these guys' skill sets will reflect what they're gonna do on the floor. We know what European ball is. We know what Luka did with a Slovenian national team on the Olympic stage, that was remarkable. You can't name another guy on that team. Just like Dallas really does mimic that Slovenian national team. If you really want to just get down to it, you can't name another guy. Jalen Brunson just started becoming sexy like 2 months ago. So people started saying this guy can get money.
That Cuban can. It's a no state income tax. It's a no state income tax. You got Cuban who say he'll spend money.
Explain to me why they haven't did it in these years past. You've had Kawhi Leonard's name up there. You've had his name tied to Dallas.
So you talking about the big because guys did come to play with Dirk, but
they did, and
there was a whole bunch of solids that came with Dirk.
Yeah,
about to say what guy?
There wasn't a whole bunch of sexy names that came to play with Dirk.
What guy?
You're right.
That's what I was gonna say. When they won that last championship, and they had J Kidd, who's not a coach.
All the boys were solid.
Yeah, J Kidd, Jason Terry's of the world, like those guys. They were former All-Stars. I don't know if they were All-Stars at the tail end of their career, but they were former All-Stars. And Jason Kidd is one of the great guards of all time. That's what I mean, though. Like, if you can look ahead to just say, if Luka can get one guy, that's all it.
So y'all saying to me,
that's all it takes.
Tatum contract come up, Zion contract come up. Those kind of guys won't consider Dallas, is what y'all tell them.
I don't think so.
I think they do.
I don't think so.
No state income tax, T.
They've been saying no state income tax for the last 8 years with different guys in Dallas. They've been tying
what's hanging over because it's the Cowboys.
Kawhi Leonard was supposed to go to Dallas.
Is that y'all too dominant to let another team do something?
I think so. Look, maybe I'm wrong and maybe I misread the story, but at one point didn't Kobe try to get over there and play with Dirk? Wasn't that a rumor at one point that he was trying to get over there and play with Dirk for a minute?
I'll be honest.
I know he was about to go to the Bulls.
I feel like I read Kobe was trying to go get with Dirk. Look, man, I really do think that the Dallas Mavericks have the ability, if they play it right, they have to find the right guy. Though. To me, Luka's always going to be a high usage guy. So you can't bring in a guy that's going to need the ball in their hands a lot, because that's just what Luka does. Luka creates, Luka can score, but he needs that ball in his hand at all times. He's not a guy that's scoring off the ball like Steph Curry. Like, he's an on-ball scoring type of dude. But that doesn't mean you can't go find, his counterpart that can play without the ball, even if it's a bigger guy. But he just needs that one dude, because what'll be a real travesty is why we're having this conversation if it's just Luka his entire career. If it is Luka his entire career, he's going to have a ton of points, and people are going to be like, man, that boy cold, but he's not going to win anything. Because it's just that tough.
If this boy don't get hurt, this man 22.
Oh, I know.
If God turns off catastrophic injuries,
yeah,
he finna go do all the numbers Bron got.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying that's gonna make him better than Bron.
Right.
He's not going. I don't think he'll ever be better defensively than Bron.
No, sir.
Bron at least had some of his career in an era where you had to actually work for a rebound.
Yep.
Now you don't. Lord, I'm going to do a whole separate segment on Skip Bayless saying that Luka is Rodman-esque with his rebounding.
He's not Rodman-esque.
When you don't even get the box out today.
Steph Curry had 10 rebounds in game 1 of this series. That just goes to show you how hard it is to get a rebound.
Uncontested rebound. So I ain't even going to go there. But I'm just saying, for folks that don't think the game, they just look at box scores, they just look at the historical numbers, I can see him going to get 30,000, 10,000, and 10,000 as well.
Oh, he's going to get a ton of buckets. We talked about it in the group text earlier. I'm going to just read the stat off to kind of make your point. First 25 playoff games. Only 3 guys have scored over 800 points in their first 25 playoff games. Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan, Luka Doncic.
The boy from Slovenia. Oh,
now, there's been a ton of guys that could put the ball in the basket throughout history, okay? A ton of them.
Why you being disrespectful to that man?
So I'm not going to act like Luka cannot be that guy.
We gotta take a trip to Eastern Europe, man. T don't like T want to go to the south of France or something like that. We need to go to Eastern Europe, T, so you can appreciate what this man has been through.
I appreciate what he is. Yeah. I'm just telling you, that he's gonna have to leave the organization for his stature to elevate. He'll be great.
How many
He'll
MVPs
have
do
it
you
all.
project? Because you know, if you ain't got no help and
It's
you
easy to
getting
get
like
MVP.
you getting like a 3-4 seed, you ain't got no help and got crazy numbers like he do. That's MVP consideration. So how many MVPs you project? He 22 now.
He'll get one, and then he'll steal one from somebody, like Nash did.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Shout out Steve Nash.
Nash got that with like 16 and 10. Luka
Shout
not
out
gonna average
Steve
no
Nash.
16.
He gonna steal one like Steve
He's
did.
Now,
not
he
gonna
should-
average no 16 T.
I'll say he'll get 3 MVPs, just simply because he's going to get one. If he gets one, he can go back to back because, like I said, his numbers are not going to fall off. But I think we see it with Giannis. Like Giannis' numbers aren't slipping, but I think people are getting burnt out on the Giannis story, so he can't win. Same thing with LeBron for a minute. Like LeBron was doing his thing so many years, but they were looking for other people to give the MVP
Hey,
to.
you making a great point. Hey, all defensive team just came out.
Yeah.
Giannis on it, first team.
Yep.
Did Embiid make one? I don't think Embiid made one.
I don't remember his name.
So Giannis was a 30 ball, made first team all defense, and didn't get the MVP.
Just burn out.
They just disrespectful, man.
They just burn out because it's not an attractive story anymore. We know Giannis is good now.
Oh my bad, I remember. Oh, that's why I need this man Jokic teammates to come back, bro.
Yeah,
so I can fairly assess him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because the way they perform without Murray and
sure,
who back always hurt,
Michael Porter. Yeah,
I guess I had to, but woo, first team all defense and 30 ball.
You just get burned out on, and the same thing will happen. The same thing will happen with Luka. The same thing happened with Steph. Like Steph has 2 MVPs, but after you've seen him shoot 10 3-pointers, it's not as attractive anymore. But I just caution people, just because it's not attractive anymore doesn't mean it's not deadly. Like
well, Steph, they had him. They would consider him last year.
I know, but he didn't get it. But he didn't get it because again,
he shouldn't even been consideration though. What I'm saying.
We were moving on to the next hot thing. That's what that MVP award has become now. You move on to that next hot thing.
What, T? What up there? What is going on up there?
What?
Just saying, man. It's just like everything else. They give the defensive player of the year to the guy they yawn on a lot of times. They finally got tired of the grumblings on the guard, and rightfully so. Marcus Smart should have won it, but they were tired of hearing about why ain't no guards getting consideration.
Yeah.
Now is the right time because Boston had the best defensive team in the league. So now's the time. Jokic, I picked him. Should he have won it? Should he have won it? You could argue that he may not should have won it. I said give it to him because the man put up ridiculous numbers and got his team there. And again, you could consider him like Luka. I mean, you could look at all Luka did this year and go, I mean, he did the same thing. So, but Jokic was ridiculous. He was ridiculous. But you could give it to Embiid too easy. I mean, you could. So it's just man, these writers, they really got to let the players vote or something. Do something different with it because the writers ridiculous.
The players we see with Pat, and we're gonna talk about this later. We see with Pat Bell that these players be having a slant curve.
But Pat made that statement and nobody backed him up that I've seen.
What statement?
About like CP3 and all that stuff. Like ain't nobody backing him.
He said a whole bunch of other stuff.
He said a lot of other stuff.
Pat Bev told me he the best defender in the world, and he didn't make.
Pat know he trying to get a check later on, and his career is winding down.
Pat also know they don't test for drugs like that like they used to, so that's another thing. But that's not a here nor there. We're talking about 2 legends, one already a legend, one a legend in the making. And that's the important piece. Like, yeah, like seriously, at the end of the day, if Luka doesn't win a championship, he should win MVPs regardless of whether he gets support or not. But even if he doesn't win a championship, he's going to go down as an all-time great. Charles Barkley is an all-time great. But when you get those championships, that's when you propel yourself into that upper echelon of greatness. It's why they pick on Chuck all the time. Chuck was an amazing player, and Luka's better than Chuck. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. You just have to have the hard work.
With such big statements.
You come on, Luka Doncic. If we're really talking about ranking higher historically, as we move forward, if we're talking about projecting, if he stays alive, this man's numbers are going to shatter a lot of people. Like it really is going to tear down a lot of statues.
And that statement needs to be on the shirt. If he stays alive.
If he stays alive, it's going to shatter a lot of the people that I grew up loving and enjoying. It's going to be like, yeah, but they're not good as Luka Doncic. I had to do the same thing with Steph though. Steph's game wasn't what I was used to, so I won't say hesitant. It's hesitant. I was hesitant to put him ahead of certain guys. I love CP3. CP3 is one of my favorite players ever. But when it comes time to get it done for real, Steph separates himself in that space. Why? Because at the name of the game is to get buckets, especially in today's game, to shoot the long ball and get buckets. And Steph Curry still does that at a high clip. And he has MVPs to show for it now. Even when he has the better players on his team, the man has been to 5 finals. That stands for something. He has championships. He has MVPs. Like he has all of that. He's an all-time leader in 3-pointers, and that record may not ever be broken unless Luka Doncic does it, because Luka's shooting that thing from the parking lot as well. This is a great topic. This is a great comp, because one of these gentlemen, like you said, is closer to the end of their career. One of them is got some years in the game, but is really just getting started. So I want us to revisit this, you know, when we're still doing this show 5 years from now, and Cuban has decided to get this man some help, and then we can start having that conversation. Maybe people will start hating the Mavericks like they hated the Golden State Warriors at some point, because they were winning everything, because all he needs is 1 or 2. If he gets 1 or 2, Luka Doncic's game is not going to change. And I just told you what this young man can be capable of. If he gets some help, then he's going to string off championships.
Right now, his playoff scoring average is up there comparable to Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Yep. Now, that's Michael Jeffrey Jordan's all-time average, which is the highest all-time. And when Jordan was in his early stage of his career, his average probably was somewhere in the 40s or something.
Yeah.
How stupid it was coming off them series against Milwaukee and Boston and stuff like that. But the man is big time. As of right now, I'm not saying Steph is it isn't. Excuse me.
Right.
Steph isn't better than him historically right now. If I had to rank them all right now, I would have to put Steph over Luka. Okay?
You wait till we do our top. Right, our top whatever. When we do our top whatever, I'm gonna send this man to the moon when I give him this one.
But when we come on down the way, that boy gonna be up there. He gonna be one of them ones. That boy from Slovenia, T. We gonna go visit Slovenia. I don't even know what they got over there in Slovenia, but we gonna go check it out, T. We gonna go with Luka, by the way.
We're going with Luka.
Yeah, because Luka gonna be a Laker by then.
Okay.
Because that's the last part that nobody wants to talk about. Mark Cuban ain't gotta get him no help. People wanna come to LA. Luka, come on down. Luka, Laker. It only makes sense.
Go to the Clippers. You go to the Clippers.
Don't blaspheme on this microphone. Do not blaspheme.
Luka and AD and them.
Some people need to do this before he goes to LA to the Lakers. Some people need to go to sleep before he goes to the Lakers.
Don't do Genie. Get that Genie like that. Don't do Genie like that.
Everybody got to go.
Don't do Genie.
Sell the team to new management.
Genie gonna get right. They just need to hire me as a consultant. America, chime in. Y'all tell us who y'all think will rank higher historically. We're not talking about at the moment. I mean, when all things are said and done, so you got to kind of project, get your crystal ball out, and think, what do you think is going to happen? You see, my brother Timothy Jacob don't even like this segment, America, okay? But I thought it was all right, so y'all tell me who y'all think will be better historically when it's all said and done. Steph Curry or Luka Doncic? Put it up, so. My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
and turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit Statement Tees, LLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
Makes a statement.